Ow, 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 ow. Reconnect with your body.
Hi, and welcome to Module 4. In the last 3 weeks, we've been preparing ourselves by grounding in our physical body, by raising its energy with breathing, by learning how to direct the energy into different body parts, and especially the parts we need the most, and also by learning how to let this energy flow. Now we're ready to step into the space that exists beyond our physical body, beyond the limitation of our matter. Why are we doing this? Well, when we reconnect with that energy, with that intelligence that exists as much within as without our body, we are creating a greater level of coherence. Coherence is when all the systems in your body are working in synchronicity. To understand it better, let's look at this diagram, which is a test I made a few years ago in a workshop, where scientists measure my brain activity. And more specifically, they measure how much the different areas of my brain, which have different functions, are exchanging information. So what you see is my brain looking from above. My nose is facing up. And you can see those points, which are, some are responsible for language, some are responsible for memory, some are making me able to have proper movements. They all have different functions in the brain. On the left side, I'm doing nothing specific. I'm just sitting there. And you can see I have around 10 connections in the brain. Now, on the right side, I am consciously investing my awareness, my perception into the space around me, 360 degrees around my body. I am embracing a greater self. And what happens? The whole brain gets enlightened. Suddenly, all my ability, my skills, my qualities are exchanging information. So as I see better, I can speak about it better. My emotions are more clear. I gain mental clarity, I gain feeling clarity, and it brings me to a place where I can be more whole. So how are we going to do that? Well, first we need to understand that there are different doors that connects us physical body to that space around us. And they are all in line here. And those doors are called energetic wheel, energetic center, chakra. Basically, they're connecting your physical self with your energetical self. So we need to become acquainted with those doors because this is where we're going to open the space. There are 7s, and we've seen the diagram of my brain with the neurons exchanging information. But science now is discovering that we do have neurons in our heart, we do have neurons in our gut, and soon they'll discover that all those gates, they have neurons. So those are brains. We not only have one brain, we have 7 brains. And as much as we reconnect them with a greater energy, a greater intelligence, the more we can be connected to all dimensions. Let me explain all those dimensions. Let's start with what we call the root, and it is at the perineum. This is the root chakra. This is where we're connected to the earth. And all the earthly qualities are food, sleep, money also. And this is where we get a greater sense of being here. It is a place that basically says, I am. Then on the level of the belly button, and it's not in the front, it is really in the body. If you look at it, it's not in the front, it's inside your body. This is where we're going to start and open the space. This is a place connected to your sexual energy, to your creativity, to your emotion, and this is what we call the gut feeling. And as we reopen that space with everything that is beyond, we can have a greater coherence in what we feel and a greater guidance. That's the number 2. Then we come to number 3, which is located around the stomach area and the diaphragm. This is a place of trust, of self-esteem, of will, of your identity. And we will open that space to have a better capacity of breathing with our trust, breathing with our capacity of self-esteem. And then we come to the heart. And this one we know very well. The heart is about love, it's about compassion, it's about care. And we will open that space too. Then we come to the base of the throat here, and this is a place which is about communication. It basically says, I communicate, I share. We have at the bottom, I am, I feel here in the belly, I do, which is a capacity to act. I love in the heart, and here I communicate. And as we open that space, we get a greater coherence in sharing what we feel, to speaking about our truth, speaking about our needs, to be coherent with ourselves in the words. Then we'll come all the way up here, what we call the third eye, which is our ability to see beyond appearance. That's what reconnects us to other dimensions. Basically, it says, I see. Or more specifically, I know. Because you won't be tempted by the picture. You could perceive things beyond their image. And then we come all the way up here to the crown, which says, I understand. And it's very interesting to notice that in English, to be able to understand all the way up here, we need to stand under. I'm here. I feel the music is too loud. I bring the volume down. Action. Ooh, I feel much better. People can relax. People can talk. Suddenly I start to speak about it with someone else. Hey, look, the music was too loud. I turn the volume down. It feels better. When you love things, you want to share about it. And as you share about it, you can see better. Like, oh yeah, when I do this in these moments and everybody feels better, I should do that maybe at my work. I should do this maybe when I travel. And then you have a greater understanding. And this is where in the cartoons they put a little light here when you have an idea. They don't put the light on the left shoulder, on the knee, they put a light here. And as we reconnect to this part up there, we do connect to a greater light. And this is how, by opening all those spaces, those doors to our space, we can access a greater level of energy, a greater level of understanding, and a greater perception of who we are and what are we doing on this planet beyond our judgments, beyond our thinking, and beyond our education. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to use our hands. This time we're going to place them at each of the 7 centers. And we're going to place them in a way that we embrace this 3-dimensionality. For the perineum, it's a little bit tricky. We'll have to touch the perineum. I invite you to put your hand at the back of here, at the back of the sacrum. And I will invite you first to embrace that volume, that physical volume where you perceive your sensations. And I will ask you also to perceive the volume where other things can exist. This is not only what you feel, but in your body, way down in the quantum level, there is a space with much more possibility than the one you're experiencing right now. So we already open to more possibility within the body. There could be a place of great grounding, a place of simplicity that exists as much as maybe the sensation of your butt on the floor. And then we'll use our hands going away from that space to invite our awareness into a greater space without losing the connection to the physical body and to the volume of that place. We'll invite our energy to raise its awareness, to come into a greater perception. Wherever you stop, And you need to stay quiet and stay very relaxed because more energy is going to flow in that center. And you might notice breathing will change. I was just burping before very discreetly. You tapping into more energy, and it can be emotional, it can be quietening, it can feel better, it can feel worse. You are creating more coherence. And when we've done the first center, we bring our hands to the second center, breathing the front and the back. And again, feeling that space, feeling the physical sensation, feeling the volume where much more could happen. And then opening it. And we go like that through all the center, the heart, opening it, the throat, we open it, the third eye, we open it, to the crown, where we reconnect to the space above our head. So this is how we are going to be more one with the space around us, allowing the energy and information to reorganize matter to a higher level of consciousness. So we're more energy than matter, which makes us the ability to change, to evolve on the more easy way. And as we allow this energy to reorganize matter, we're actually more in tune, not only with our body, we not only reconnect with our body, we reconnect with our emotions, we reconnect with our soul, and this creates a higher level of unity in our whole being.